Matt Simpson here from Forex.com, and today I'm looking at gold and silver, as I think while there's some downside potential over the near term, we should also be looking out for swing lows on the daily chart. Now, staying on the dollar index, we saw a pretty decent bounce on Monday, which saw metals broadly lower, but we should also note that we're trapped between two 200-day moving averages. Now, my dollar outlook is bearish overall. I think this is quite a significant top. So I think there's a bit of a bounce here for the dollar, which could suppress metals over the near term. As for gold's daily chart, we've got this nice sell-off on Monday. Now that actually forms a 3-bar bearish reversal called an evening star formation. The fact that it formed just beneath the monthly pivot point adds weight to the case that this is quite an important swing high. Now over the near term, there are of course a few support levels. We've got 4,500. We've got the monthly S1 at 462. We've also got 2-day averages around 4,400 and 4,360. So there's no shortage of potential support at lower levels, even though the near-term bias is bearish. However, if we do get down to these lower levels, I do think traders probably want to keep an eye out for potential for a swing low and a decent rally. Part of the reason here is because this might be an ABC correction lower. It held above the 200-day averages last time, and it could do again in future. A fundamental reason to consider this is that if war in Iran does continue, and President Trump has hinted at much today, then we could see safe haven demand for gold return. Just thing to keep an eye on the 4-hour chart is that support was found at the weekly S1 yesterday. Got this very small inside bar at the 4-hour lows. And momentum is trying to turn higher now. So I think it looks pretty reasonable assumption that we might get a bit of a bounce today in Asia, but that's okay because really I think bears could be looking to fade within moves within yesterday's range whilst prices hold beneath the weekly pivot point. So looking for a bit of a bounce, rolling over towards at least 44.50, maybe towards that 200-day average further on. As for silver, if we get a lower gold, silver's likely to follow. And we also had this bearish engulfing candle on silver futures on Monday, which respected the 20-day average at resistance and also the 50-day average as well. And it also rolled over back beneath the monthly pivot point. So near-term downside targets, obviously 70 is a nice round number. That's the obvious one. We've also got the monthly S1 pivot and 2-day averages as well. Now, the bearish clues aren't quite as prominent as they are on gold. And because I'm looking out for swing low on gold as well, I think the downside could be limited on silver overall. Now, wrapping up on positioning from the COT report, on the left we've got gold and on the right silver. And the main theme here is that net long exposure has been trending lower since August 2024 on gold. It has effectively plateaued though around 160,000 contracts over the last couple of months. The biggest takeaway, however, is that asset managers have been increasing their gross long exposure for the past few months. And if they're correct, that does imply a lower gold in the coming weeks. But of course, we do need to keep an eye on that potential swing low. As always, hope this is useful. Wish you best of luck with your trading.